This barely reaches the vid limit. That is all good. Four of the most disturbing YouTube mysteries. What you got for us, Jazz?
The Cool Girl channel. On October 3rd, 2000,
I actually haven't really been tapped into YouTuber lore like that. I just been kind of like Miles Morales. I just been doing my own thing. What's going on?
2009, a user named The Cool Girl channel uploaded a video titled CGC Promo Outtake. The 43-second video shows an old man explaining that he's the host of the show and that the channel was made for only girls.
Look,
Hmm?
I'm the host of CGC, the all-girl channel.
That's already a red flag.
And if you're a friend of mine, we gonna start this thing all over.
Oh, I don't know.
Hey, we need some backup.
While an older man claiming his channel is meant exclusively for girls is unsettling, everything about the channel initially seemed fairly normal. The man continued posting random videos of himself ranting and spending time with friends, while also uploading sex education videos. In several of the videos, he repeatedly explains that the girls watching should be older. On the surface, nothing seems particularly out of the ordinary. It wasn't until people looked through his playlists that the man's
Oh
disturbing
God.
intentions became clear. The playlist contains hundreds of videos of young girls, many of
Uh,
them appearing to be suggestive.
yeah,
So, what
there
was
it
the
is.
true purpose behind this channel? It wasn't until over a decade later that the question would be answered when a Reddit post was made titled, "Weird YouTube channel dedicated to young girls who personally reached out to me."
Oh, fuck. Oh no.
The OP went on to explain that when they were around 14 years old, they had posted vlog videos to their channel. During that time, there was one subscriber who would consistently comment on their videos and send them private messages through YouTube. At the time, they didn't
Oh
think much of
no.
it. However, looking back years later, they realized
Hold
how
on. When I was little, I had way too much unrestricted internet access. I made vlogs since I was about 10 years old and continued up until I was 14 or so. During that time, there was a subscriber who would always comment on my videos and send me private messages suggesting what kind of videos I should post. I unfortunately can't remember how to act. Well, I'm dyslexic. I can't remember how to find a YouTube private messages. That was something I remember existing 10 years ago. But the channel has been active until a few years ago. Run very clearly an odd middle-aged man entitled The Cool Girl Channel. Most of the videos are short clips of a man talking, but if you scroll a bit down, you notice content surrounding young girls. I completely forgot about this until recently because I didn't understand this when I was when I was little, so I never thought to or to. Oh my god, fuck. Let me start that over. I didn't understand this when I was little, so I never thought too much about how creepy it was. The channel is still up and has very little attention, but he was also very active for over a decade until disappearing about 4 years ago. I was wondering if anyone could possibly look more into this guy. Yeah, no, he's definitely in them files, bro. No jokes, no jokes, no jokes. Nah. We we need to handle people like this, bro. We do.
unsettling the situation actually was, considering the account appeared to belong to a much older man. What I find most disturbing is that we may never know how many people he did this to, or if anyone was actually victimized. Since YouTube's private messaging feature was removed years ago, a large portion of whatever interactions he had with people on the platform has likely been wiped from the internet. Because of this, very little information about the accounts exists today. The channel itself only has around 34,000 total views, and the Reddit post discussing it received around 70 upvotes before fading into obscurity. I even tried searching up the man's face to
Hmm.
see if he might appear in any criminal records or other reports online, but nothing came up. Assuming the Reddit post is true, one possible explanation is that the man was attempting to build his page into a seemingly trustworthy source for young girls, posting
Hell
videos
no.
about sex
Dude,
education and
just look at him. You can't really get it. Hold on, I'm gonna just go to YouTube. Where are we at? 2 minutes and 31 seconds, so you can just get a better view when I pause this thing. Yeah, bro. Yeah,
general
yeah. Yeah. What are we doing? What are we doing? He looks like Bill Cosby mixed with O.J. Simpson. What are we doing?
general life advice. Once someone subscribes or interacted with the channel, he could then reach out to them directly. This theory becomes harder to ignore when looking at the description of the channel, which
Hello, femme fatales. Yeah, whatever. Welcome to the I can't talk. God, bro, you're saying this to underage girls, femme fatales. Some of these niggas are weird as fuck, bro. So enjoy, lovely ladies and lovely little ladies. This is your channel. Attention, if I comment on a vid of it, okay, he said that twice. So he not only is a pedophile, but he can't use proper grammar and pronunciation. You got the eye of one of the best. Not a title taken lightly into the younger girls. Don't get too much of an ego on the tube. I have young girls in the fan that'll put you up to shit. What does this mean? The tube is for 18 and over, really, not for 80-year-old fake midgets. What? Yo, I don't mean to laugh, but what are you talking about? Yeah, kill yourself, bro.
reads, "Enjoy lovely ladies and lovely little ladies. This is your channel. Attention, if I comment on a vid, feel blessed you caught the eye of one of the best." Statements like this directly contradict his earlier claims that his content was intended for only viewers over 18. Unfortunately, because the Reddit user never shared the exact messages the man sent them, it's impossible to know what his true intentions were. However, when looking at the rest of the page, the implications are difficult to ignore. The most common theory is that the man behind the channel was a persistent online predator, quietly interacting with young creators over a long period of time. What remains a mystery.
I mean, dog. If this was the topic of a video, and he knows he has an underage audience that you're willingly you know what you're doing. No, bro.
Interacting with young creators over a long period of time. What remains a mystery, however, is whether anyone was ever actually harmed. There are videos on the channel where the man appears to be around younger girls, though the nature of those relationships is completely unclear. Looking back, those clips add a far darker undertone to the page, and because the channel has received so little online attention, it's unlikely that we'll ever learn the full story.
Oh god. And it gets
Strange
worse.
creature on video. In late 2018, a disturbing video began circulating on YouTube that left many viewers deeply confused. The 2-minute 39-second video showed what appeared to be a small creature hanging from the ceiling by a chain, while the people recording slowly walked around it, occasionally pointing at it with a stick.
Looks like a chameleon? I'm so confused. I have. Why are you so small? I should stop asking questions because I'm kind of dragging on the runtime of this video. But I am so confused. You should hang yourself with that. Okay, my bad. Whoa, sorry.
Around the 30 seconds mark, the camera suddenly pans to what appears to be the bloody remains of a dog, leaving viewers with the overwhelming question.
I wasn't even paying attention to that. I didn't even know. I don't want to go back.
What exactly was going on in this video? From everything I could find online, the video most likely originated from India, based on the language spoken in the clip and the many re-uploads appearing on channels using Indian languages. One of the earliest theories suggested that the creature might actually be a person in a costume, and that the video was meant to depict a fake sighting of a jinn. In folklore across parts of Middle East and South Asia,
Is that
jinn
what I
are
thought Jin would look
supernatural
like?
beings often believed to exist alongside humans. Stories about them sometimes involve mysterious creatures appearing or interacting with people, which is why some viewers believe the video was staged to resemble a paranormal encounter.
There's no way that's a
According
Jin.
to this theory, the people
Obviously not,
recording the
but like,
video may have intentionally shown the dead dog to imply that the supposed jinn had killed it, making the scene appear far more frightening and increasing the chances that the clip would go viral online. While
oh,
that
no.
explanation could make sense in terms of the internet, it also raises a disturbing problem. Killing an animal purely to stage a fake viral video would be an
Yeah.
extreme and deeply troubling act. Because of this, other viewers proposed a different possibility. Some believe the creature may actually be a monkey, something that unfortunately aligns with certain documented cases of animal exploitation. In some parts of Asia, monkeys have historically been captured and forced to perform for money in public spaces, sometimes dressed in costumes or masks. The animals are often chained and trained in harsh ways to stand upright or perform tricks for passerby. If this theory is correct, the dead dog seen in the video could also have an explanation. Some viewers speculated that the dog may have attacked the restrained monkey, which could have led the people recording to kill it. While this is only speculation, it could explain why both the chained creature and the dead dog appear in the same scene. While these theories are dark, one Reddit user proposed an even more disturbing possibility that the creature wasn't a monkey at all, but rather a small child. The user argued that monkeys are typically very good at calculating distances and reacting quickly, yet the creature in the video repeatedly misses the stick when trying to reach it. They also noted that a monkey would likely be moving far more or attempting to escape the chain. If this were true, it would make the video far more concerning. The figure is chained to the
That's definitely either a child or a little person, for sure. For sure. That is not a monkey. Because, like what the dude said, if it was a monkey or any sort of, like, primate, I was going to say humanoid type animal, but any kind of primate, you know how hard it'd be fighting to get out of those chains? It's definitely in whatever, whether it be, like I said, either a child or like a little person, is definitely in there willingly, for sure. For sure.
ceiling, clearly distressed, and
This
positioned
is not a Jin. We're on to you, buddy.
near the remains of a dead dog. Regardless of whether the video was staged or not, it's obviously not the environment a child should ever be in. Because the
No, but the
original
fact
source
you
of the
harming a
video has
dog for
largely
this,
been
bro?
lost, and most uploads today
Yeah.
are just re-uploads, the true context behind it
You said
may
they
never
have a
be known.
Java
If
cloak?
nothing else,
That is
I
a
just hope
Java
that
cloak,
whoever or
wait.
whatever is in that video is no longer in a situation like that today.
That's terrible.
Ghosted disappearance. On July 18th, 2021, a user named
Oh.
Ghosted uploaded a video titled, "I need to get out of Canada, these Trumpsters along with conservatives." The video, just under 7 minutes long, shows an anxious man sitting alone in his car, speaking directly into the camera. He begins by claiming that the Conservative Party of Canada has been targeting him because of an incident that allegedly took place 10 years earlier. According to the man, he once reported a Conservative official for misusing public funds. Since then, he believes the government has been monitoring everything he does, keeping him effectively trapped. By the end of the video, he concludes that he only has two options left: either leave the country or end things entirely.
Oh.
The Conservative Party of
Chill out.
Canada probably has it out for me. They stalk me everywhere I go. They get every single social media of mine banned. I want out of this fucking country.
Now, this paints a horrifying picture of the man's mental state. After it was posted, many viewers began noticing what appeared to be a gradual deterioration in his behavior. He continued uploading more videos, ranging from political rants to long summaries about his personal life.
Did they find these videos
and
too?
over time, the content seemed to grow increasingly erratic, with the last video uploaded to the channel being a rambling post where he claims he has lost all motivation.
You just saying it's definitely a bad time, but his craft has a Mogus in it. Oh, his scarf. Wait, does it actually?
And begins talking about wanting revenge against the family of the Conservative official he believes is responsible, which raises a disturbing question: did he ever follow through on what he was implying, and what ultimately happened to the man?
A bogus. Oh my god, yeah. Oh my god. Oh my god. Oh my god. Oh my god.
behind it. On August 11th, 2021, he uploaded a video
Whoa.
titled, "I have Asperger's, so that means I don't deserve basic human rights?" In the video, he claims that he had been diagnosed with Asperger's syndrome, and claims that people often use that diagnosis against him.
You know what? I also do have Asperger's, which is a form of autism. And they like to use this against me and try to trigger me, when all I've done is help others and create some of the funniest shit on the planet. And these same people would love nothing more than to bring me down and trigger me to having an episode.
Asperger's syndrome is a condition on the autism spectrum disorder that can affect how someone communicates, processes social situations, and interprets the actions of others. For some individuals, periods of intense stress or conflicts can lead to emotional overload, sometimes called a meltdown or episode, where the person may feel overwhelmed, paranoid, or unable to process what's happening around them. Because of this, some viewers have suggested that the entire channel may actually be one of these prolonged episodes. If that's the case, the video may not be documenting a conspiracy at all, but rather a person struggling publicly with their mental states. This situation becomes even more concerning in a video uploaded on July 21st, where he explains that his mother suffers from Alzheimer's disease and dementia, and that he lives with her in order to take care of her.
Oh yeah, Pancake, it's getting a little dark. Oh no. You might want to sit out for, like, I want to say at least, I want to say 7 minutes. 6 or 7 minutes for real. Things are on the dismal side right now, you know? This is crazy.
In many cases, patients eventually require constant supervision and care. If what the man says is
Alright, that was a bad time. Listen, I had to lighten the mood somehow. Jeez Louise, what did I do? It's every time I speak, bro. This is chat.
Fuck you, nigga.
Every time I speak.
true, this
Okay,
would
let's
mean
log
that
back
he's
in.
not only dealing with his own personal struggles, but also the intense responsibility of caring for someone with a severe degenerative illness. Over time, that kind of stress could easily contribute to the deterioration viewers began noticing in his later videos. Of course, there's also another theory that the entire situation may have been fake for attention, considering how extreme many of his claims sound. However, this explanation also seems
don't see
somewhat
it.
unlikely. The man continued uploading videos for nearly a year straight, despite receiving little to no views.
What's up, slime? 6'7". Ah.
If the goal was simply attention, it would be strange to continue posting for so long without any real audience. When looking at everything together, it's very unlikely that he ever acted on his threats. There's no documented cases, reports, or incidents involving someone matching his appearance, carrying out anything like what he described. This suggests that those statements were likely made in the heat of the moment, possibly during one of the emotional episodes he talked about, rather than a real planned action. At one point, a few Reddit users even attempted to identify the man by analyzing the license plate visible in his car, but nothing concrete was ever discovered. Because of this, his identity remains unknown, and with it, whether he's even still alive today. Since it has now been 4 years since his last upload, it's unlikely that we'll receive any further updates about what happens. And in the off chance that everything the man described was real, at least from his perspective, hopefully the person in the video eventually received the help he needed and is doing much better today.
Sorry, very, very off topic. Chat, I took a shower right before stream. I smell so good right now. But seriously, okay, that was terrible timing. No. No, fuck. Right after I said that, I processed everything that he said at the end. Then I'm like, wait a minute, this was a terrible time to say that. Okay.
Shireen Clegane. Shireen Clegane is an extremely strange YouTube channel that has been up since 2019. The first video, titled Bedtime Walk, shows a simple first-person
okay?
recording of a man walking his
I hope he
dog at
didn't die
night.
either, though.
At first glance, the video itself seems completely ordinary. However, it's in the comments where the tone begins to change. Despite the video having only around 19,000 views, it has received nearly 3,000 comments,
What the
many
fuck?
of which appear to be people donating
What?
surprisingly large sums of money, while leaving short messages such as thanks. In total, the donations across the page appear to add up to thousands of dollars, which begins to paint a far more disturbing picture of what we may have just stumbled across. Due to the strange nature of thousands of donations, many viewers began discussing the channel online in an attempt to find an explanation. Over time, this led to several different theories about what actually might be happening. One of the most common theories is that the channel could be involved in money laundering, possibly in regions where online payments and transfers are poorly regulated. Some viewers believe the donations could be coming from stolen credit cards, which might explain why so many accounts appear to be sending unusual large sums of money for no clear reason. For those unfamiliar with the term, money laundering is the process criminals use to make money gained through illegal activities appear legitimate. This is typically done through a multi-step process designed to hide where the money originally came from. If that
Okay, why are
theory
you
were
doing?
true, it raises an
Why did they do a money spread on us? All right, bro, we get it. You're rich.
obvious question. What kinds of operation would require moving this much money through a small YouTube channel? Another theory some people proposed is that the channel may have been created by YouTube itself for platform testing. In the past, YouTube has publicly experimented with automated channels. One of the most well-known examples
Clank
is
your channels?
WebDriver Torso. On September 23, 2013, the channel suddenly began uploading thousands of videos consisting of simple slides with colorful
Thousands.
shapes and constant beeping sounds in the backgrounds. Although most of the over 24,000 videos were nearly identical, the channel gained widespread attention in 2014.
Really
As
channel
speculation grew
chill.
online, YouTube eventually confirmed that the account had been created by their performance engineers as an internal testing tool used to analyze video and audio quality on the platform. Because of this, some viewers believe Shireen Clegane could be something similar, possibly another automated or experimental accounts used for testing features on the platform.
I did not
Without more
notice Among Us
information
this
about
time.
the accounts, the true purpose of the channel and the reason behind the donations will likely remain a mystery.
Ooh, Call of Duty lore video. I like those. Low key. I'll probably watch that later. Interesting. Very interesting video, man. Very, very, very interesting. I don't really. Why? I didn't want to see him again. No, I didn't. I didn't want to see him again. I really didn't. That just pissed me off. TSPMO, bro. TSPMO. But very interesting. I don't really like dabble too much into like this disturbing like YouTube video stuff, but when I do, they're always somewhat interesting to think about, whether they be either real or fake. Something to think about.